Hello and welcome to DRMS News. I'm Romina Sanchez.
And I'm Maida Godley.
Our first segment takes us around the school.
Lunch lines continue to get crowded, causing some confusion in the cafeteria, leaving some students with little time to eat.
Tardiness continues to be an issue.
Student council meetings have begun and they're working to bring a voice to DRMS students.
Pokemon meetings have started in the library. But first we get to know a little bit more about our principal, Mr. Jurado.
You may have seen this man walking around campus. This is Principal Jurado. He's played a variety of roles in the educational field. He's family man and big advocate for both students and teachers. Mr. Jurado has been teaching for 11 years, been part of administration for 7 years, and has been principal of Del Rio Middle School for 4 years. Let's get to know a little bit more about Mr. Jurado.
I was born and raised here in Del Rio. I love this place. When I graduated high school, I enlisted into the United States Navy as a hospital corpsman, a medic. I spent 5 years in the Navy. I got out of the Navy in 2007 and I went to school. I love my job. It's a lot of work, but I really do enjoy it.
Be sure to get to lunchroom in an orderly fashion when walking through the halls. Remember to stay on the right side of the hallway and don't linger next to the cafeteria doorway. Students technically have 30 minutes to eat lunch, but that time can lessen if others are causing a delay in the hallway or lunchroom. With positive action comes positive rewards. There is a potential for students to use their device at lunch if we display positive behaviors and actions in the cafeteria.
Students, please remember to get to class on time or consequences will be applied. Remember, 3 tardies will get you after school detention, 6 tardies will get you in school suspension. If tardiness persists, more consequences will be assigned by campus administration. Walking into class late can disrupt the flow of the lecture and distract other students working. This is why you should be on time to all your classes and ready for your lectures.
I just run to class and I get to class early, but sometimes I still get to class late.
I could have avoided it by stop walking around.
Just make sure follow the rules, stay to the right, and get to class as quick as you can without running, and hopefully avoid that after school detention or in-school suspension.
Student Council has commenced meetings. The main goals of Student Council at the middle school level is to give students an opportunity to develop leadership by organizing and carrying out school activities and service projects. Student Council prepares future leaders of the community by holding meetings in a structured environment as well as giving a voice to the student body. We were able to sit in on a meeting and learn from these members.
Student Council have an important task. If so, what are they?
They have an important task to help lead other students, raise money, and have fun in the most educated way we can.
Student Council helps out their community and their school and peers and all that jazz.
Do your best in your classes and keep coming to school. You can join Student Council by being your best every single day.
Wait, what would you trade for these two?
Every Wednesday, students show up at the library bright and early to battle, not with fists, but with Pokemon. Pokemon first started as a Nintendo Game Boy game in 1996. After its success, creators developed a trading card game so that fans could battle each other. This eventually turned into worldwide tournaments. Here at DMRS, the Pokemon Club is tuning up its trainers as a way to meet new people with the same interests. Again, meetings are Wednesdays at 7:30.
September 16th is Mexican Independence Day. On September 16th, 1810, a church priest named Hidalgo rang his church's bell and gave a speech called the Grito de Dolores, also known as Cry of Dolores, no longer wanting to be under Spanish rule. And that started the Mexican War, which lasted over a decade. But now, we celebrate it with music, food, and festivities.
Let's take a look at Del Rio Middle School sports.
Queens and Rams continue to shoot for the stars.
Tennis serves up more practice to prepare for upcoming games.
Cross country runs past the competition.
Our football team tackles the competitors.
Volleyball continues to dominate the court.
Let's go to sports.
Tennis is a sport where you need to have hand coordination. You need flexibility, agility, and you need to have strength and speed. Players need to master different shots and need to learn the mental side of the game. Tennis needs 4 players to play, 2 on each team, and 2 players for a single match. We interview a few students about their tennis experience and even learned a few moves ourselves.
Your serves are basically the most important part, in my opinion.
We do a whole lot of serving right now because, as I said before, serving is key.
And the same thing, that serving is key, but we also been learning the basics since it's just the first few weeks of practicing. So mainly serving.
We're going to show you how to do a serve in tennis. So the first thing you want to do is put your feet apart, and then you want to make sure that your ball is not dull or anything. Next, you want to throw it up high enough in the air to where your racket can touch it up in the air.
Cross country never seems to fail. September 17th, the team traveled to Eagle Pass. Cross country not only trains on land, but also in water. After practice, they go to Buena Vista Pool. Aquatic exercise is a great way to work on muscles without putting stress on the body's joints. It doesn't hurt that they get to cool down and relax at the same time.
This week, we got to interview football players and their coach. This is what they had to say.
What inspired me to be a coach was to, try to help all the youth and just make them become better individuals and better people in life.
What team are you most excited to play against?
Probably Eagle Pass is their rivals.
Also, on September 14, they had a game against Recordville, and of course, Del Rio took the win with 28-8. And another thing, this week on Wednesday, there will be another football game out of town against rivals Eagle Pass.
Last Thursday, Dr. Rio Middle School Queens had a volleyball game against Eagle Pass and did a wonderful job out playing. Today, at 5 p.m., they are having a game against a Walter volleyball team.
Practice is different every day, depends on what they need. So if we did poorly at serving the last game, then we change practice to work on that, work on whatever we need to get better.
The Rio Cares is a great way for students and teachers to reflect on kind gestures, mental health, and even physical health.
This week's activity focuses on being an upstander rather than a bystander.
Last week, Daria Cares talked about bullying and anonymous reporting. Did you know that 20% of students get bullied every year? So us as students should look for red flags, like telling each other bad things, throwing punches, or threatening each other. Anonymous reporting is on the district website and on QR codes around the school. Anonymous report is used to report bullying or any harmful words toward others or themselves. Here at Del Rio Middle School, we want students to be upstanders rather than be bystanders. An upstander is someone who stands up for others and does the right thing, while bystanders do not stand up for people and simply let the situation pass. We asked some students what they can do to be an upstander.
I can stand up for the people if they're getting bullied or if they're getting harassed on campus.
Okay. What do you think about anonymous reporting?
Well, I think it's good. Like, you report people who are mean, bully. So I guess it's good.
Last Wednesday, we had guest speakers from Military Connect present the importance of identifying red flags and reporting them. Students were able to ask questions and listen to insightful information as an extension to Del Rio Cares. Guest speakers will be a constant occurrence, and students can sign up with counselors or in the library to participate in discussions and even get some of the library's world-famous popcorn.
Here at the Rio Middle School, we appreciate what our teachers do for the students.
Not just as educators, but also as a support system. Did you know that in a room of 23 people, there's a 50% chance that 2 people will have the same birthday?
Really? Math is hard.
Not when you have Miss Salas.
Today's teacher feature highlights Miss Salas to see what variables add up to a great teacher.
Hello everyone, we're here to introduce you to Miss Salas. She's a math teacher who has been working for over 7 years. Miss Salas used to be a science teacher here at DRMS, but being the chameleon that she is, she's able to blend in with any subject and add understanding to all her lessons. To catch up with Miss Salas, here's some things that she and her students had to say.
I became a teacher because I thought it would be a really cool way to try to inspire kids to do a lot more. I grew up here in Del Rio, but I was able to travel the world in a lot of really cool places, and so I thought it'd be cool to come back to Del Rio and show a lot of our kids that through education you can actually advance pretty far.
She's really fun. She puts learning into games. She does not just, she thinks videos are boring, so instead she makes her own videos and teaches us the way she thinks that we can learn it the best.
You know what they say about the weather in Texas, right?
Is this crazy as my ex-boyfriend?
What? No.
Oh,
what?
Never mind. Let's take a look at weather.
Oh, Darius.
Last week's weather was sunny with clear skies. The hottest it got was up to 93 degrees. This week's weather will be cloudy with 40% chance of rain. There is a tropical depression forming just outside the Bahamas. Tropical depressions are formed by warm, moist air over warm ocean water starts to rise and a low pressure forms at the surface. When it hits land, it turns into a hurricane. If it does turn into a hurricane, it could be called Hurricane Fiona. It would land most likely in the Bahamas.
Now to the segment that keeps leaving scientists scratching their heads.
It's like a song stuck in your head. Here's this week's question.
Is water wet?
What? Okay. Don't forget report cards go out this week. Do you get rewarded by your guardian for good grades?
Yeah, I get $2 for each A. What about you?
I don't get good grades.
That's it for now.
See you next week.